Okay, today we are talking about keyboard shortcuts on your Chromebook. So I thought this lesson was great so that you are more familiar with things you can do on your Chromebook. Keyboard shortcuts are designed to help you make life easier, to make certain processes or tasks easier, or at a click of a button than having to go up to a toolbar or a menu. So the first two shortcuts we're going to talk about is the shortcut map and opening and closing windows. So first, the shortcut map. So if I hit Control-Alt and the question mark on my keyboard, it's going to pull up a map of all the keyboard shortcuts that my Chromebook offers, and it shows a list of popular ones. So that's a good tool if you ever forget a shortcut. You can use Control-Alt and the question mark, and you can see the actual shortcuts that exist. Okay, and then we're going to open up. Let me go back to our document. Open up a window and close a window. So when we come to this one about opening and closing a window, we have Control-N to open and Control-W to close a window. So if I minimize our screen, Control-N to open a window. As you can see, it opens a brand new tab in the internet. Control-W will close that tab out. So that's kind of handy when you're in the internet. Control-W, I could close the tab I'm on. That kind of helps get rid of some of the tabs you might have floating at the top of your screen. And Control-N opens a new one. Control-N to open up a new one if you need a new one. And Control-W. Okay, so that is opening and closing a window. So going back to our shortcuts, opening it up here, let's talk about the next one, which is a new tab and reopening the last tab. So these are two, and closing a tab. So we have three that deal with tabs. We have Control-T, which will open a tab of our internet. We have Control and the Shift key and tab. And we have Control and W, just like we've seen, to close a window or a tab. So let's practice that skill. I'm going to open an extra tab by going Control and T. That opens a new tab. Control Shift and T closes that tab. And we say Control W also is a method of closing a window. Control and W is going to close out that tab. Okay, Control W. Close window. Oh, Control Shift and W is close window. Control and W just his a closed tab. So let's practice and look at that again, because I don't think I did that quite right. So let's pretend I want to close this tab. Control and W should close. There we go. My eHall pass. I can Control W and close that. So that closes a tab. And then if I Control N, I open a brand new window, and Control and Shift and W close that window out completely. So just FYI, a little bit different there when it comes to closing a tab or closing a window. And then Control Shift and T reopens that last tab. So I had Skyward open. Let's see, Control Shift and T should open Skyward. Control Shift and T again will open eHall Pass. So that's kind of a fun one. If you accidentally close out a tab, Control Shift and T will bring it back. So if you close out of Schoology or you click off Google Classroom, you can open it back up with that Control Shift and T to reopen the last tab. Okay, so right click, Alt and click the link is a right click. And page up. I like page up. That's a good one. Alt up. Can scroll through, up, up, up. Control down scrolls down. So page up and page down. I like that one. Bookmark all pages. Control Shift D. Control Shift and D. Probably have to be in the internet. So let's look. Control Shift and D. And that brings up your bookmarks tab. So that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at another one. I've never used the one about the link one. So I'm not really going to go through that one. I don't find that one handy. Page down, we talked about Alt and the down arrow. A partial screenshot, that's a good one because we take screenshots. So Control, Shift, and the key above your 6 will allow you to take part of your screen, okay, and capture it. Reload, Control and R. So if you're having difficulty on the internet and something's not loading correctly, Control and R will help you reload that page. So that's good on your Chromebook. You also have that key above the 4 that's reload, but Control and R, if that's not working, is another shortcut for reloading. Let's take a look at what else we have. Open a new tab. So Alt, Shift, and click the link. I really don't have any links to click on. Let's see. Control, Shift, and click the link. Not sure what that one's supposed to do. Control, Shift, it's just clicking the link. So I'm not sure how helpful that one is. Control, Shift. I'm not sure. That doesn't really do anything for Miss Watts, that one. So I'm going to vote that one. Open a new tab. Oh, it just opens the link in a new tab, I guess, instead of opening it in the tab you're in. But most websites these days open in their own tab. Control and the key above your 6 takes a full screenshot. Control and key above 6. You should be familiar with that one. We use that one a lot. And then you'll see it pop up. Show and hide your bookmarks. Control, Shift, and B. Sometimes you guys don't get to bookmark anything these days, but I've done this one and I've lost all my bookmarks up here on this bookmarks bar. And I forget always how to get it back. So Control, Shift, and B. Control, Shift, B. Should take it away. Let's see why it's not. Control, Shift, B. Shift. That one's not working anymore. It used to work, and I lose my bookmarks bar all the time. Control, Shift, and B. That one does not seem to work. Zoom in and zoom out. I like those two. Zoom in is Control and the plus sign. So let's take a look at that one on the internet. Control and the plus sign will zoom me in. Control and the minus sign zoom me out. And Control and the 0 key will take me back to reset. So that's a good one to know. I'm disappointed that this one doesn't work anymore about getting rid of the bookmarks bar. That's interesting why that doesn't disappear anymore unless I have a special setting on. Let's take a look at what else we've got. So we had zoom in, Control plus, zoom out, Control minus, and Control and 0 takes me back to 0. Alt, Shift, and M, open Files app. Control, sorry, Control, Shift, and M. Maybe we have to do it in the internet to see if it works. Control, Shift, M. Control, Shift, M. That one's not doing anything for me either. Control, Shift, M. I am not seeing, so that could be an update too, that's no longer Alt, Shift. That might be why. There we go. It still does work. That's a nice shortcut. That opens your files if you're looking for recent files. So if you're posting a screenshot in like somewhere, or if you're looking for a file that you have, Control, Shift, Alt, and M will open that files menu for you, which is nice to look through your downloads, your recents, etc. We said zoom out is Control minus. Open status, Shift. Let's see what this one does. Alt and S. That looks at all your statuses of your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, all that in your little menu. I never knew that one. Open status. Open history, Control and H. probably have to do this one on the internet. Control H. That'll open your history of websites that you've been to. So that's a good one to know so that you can clear that if you want. You can clear your browsing data from there so that you get rid of your history. That's